Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Saturday to you all. Hopefully, you are enjoying the start of your weekends, or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. It is once again Saturday, and that means one thing and one thing only. Welcome to the 31st installment of Season 2 of OST Saturday here on the channel. This is our weekly roundup of a handful of OSTs that have dropped over the course of the past week, because, in my humble opinion, OSTs never get the true attention that they deserve. Sometimes you get the occasional OST that goes viral or really gains traction, but a lot of times they really don't. And some of my favorite songs that drop throughout the year are OSTs, and we also get to see a different side of the artist that partakes in said OST projects. So I'm very excited to get into it. We've got a decently long spread. We've got a 6-song spread to check out today, barring that Content ID and television companies don't block anything. Fingers crossed. This is always kind of the nervy bit of OST Saturdays, but we've got a lovely spread, starting off with Miss Yein of Lovelies, who we had on the channel only yesterday with her solo release. We have everyone from ZEROBASEONE rather than just the a couple of individual member projects that we've gotten. We've got Mr. Hui of Pentagon, got Mr. Kim Jaehwan, we've got Miss Haewon from NMIX, Miss Wemochek has an OST, and we're gonna finish up with the ever reliable Mr. Choi Sangyeop of Lucy and his OST. So if you want to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned artists and their solo projects, Time on Blow is going to be chapter based off whatever we're listening to, so you can just skip ahead at your pleasure. But if you're in for the long haul like me, welcome aboard. Let's roll intro one time. Here we go. Rightio, and since we've got a little bit of a longer OST Saturday lineup, should probably get started with this a little bit quickly. One little piece of admin: if you are new around here, we don't cover the official MVs for drama releases because they contain scenes from the show themselves, and that is what leads to getting stuff blocked. Do have a copyright strike on the channel because of it, so for the entirety of this year we are avoiding the MVs themselves. If you want to watch the MVs though, they'll be linked in the description as, like, to listen and watch the originals. Cool, let's get started. Miss Yein, it has not been very long since we had you on the channel. We had a solo release from her yesterday, which was a terrific little city pop number. We also had her on OST Saturday not too long ago as well, so Miss Yein staying busy. Love to see it, especially as she is one of my favorite voices from Lovelies. But this is somewhere from the show Bad Memory Eraser. We've had a couple of OSTs from the show in the past, and let me see here. We don't have any from this show again this week, but we've had a couple of OSTs from the show already, and they've been very good. So let's see what Miss Yein has brought to the table. We're starting a little bit soft. Not my glasses. I'm thinking it's like 95% guaranteed to be a ballad, but one of my favorite flavors of Yein is the ballad, so I'm not gonna complain. Oh, nice long cymbal roll with the release there. There it is, that very subtle wispiness she has in her vocal. Love that reset too. I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure most of Yein's solo projects, since she went solo, has been in the ballad direction. I'm so glad it is. Like, I'm very much biased towards the ballad, but I think her voice is terrific on a ballad. Instrumental section's getting slightly firmer though. We're gonna continue building into the bridge. Okay. Full reset for the final chorus. Delayed release, never mind. That note sustained. Oh. Ballad Yein is my favorite. And she sounds so good on it. I genuinely cannot get over just how well that very faint fuzziness you get in her vocal suits this type of music so well. I can't get over just how well it locks in. And it's so nice to listen to because it's so gentle and yet also so emotional. And I am definitely looking at it from a biased point of view because one, I love Yein's voice, two, I love a ballad. And get her in my favorite genre for her voice, it's already off to the races. Like, we're already in my good books. But genuinely, there is just something so good about a Yein ballad that's always worked for me. And even when her solo releases started coming around, 2 years ago? We got stuff like, oh, I still remember Bus so clearly. It was one of the first songs that we checked out from her, I think. In fact, it was one of the first videos I had on the channel way back in the day. And I still think back to that time when I heard Bus for the first time. And of course, this is, pretty fresh into the whole, like, uncertainty around lovelies. And whenever I'm always in a bit of an emotional mood, I love listening to a nice sappy ballad because I find it very cathartic. I find it very healing. And the fact that Yein was like one of the first people to drop one for me, it was perfect. Everything lined up. It was written in the stars, so to speak. But there's just something that it takes me back to that time. This song I find so much joy in, I find so much comfort in. And it's the type of ballad that has me so at peace with myself and like my surroundings. I don't really have to worry about anything going on around me. I can just let the ballad take me to a better place, if you know what I mean. And you know what? I'll take it. I will take it 100%. We keep her moving though. Everyone from ZEROBASEONE this time on an OST. We've had a Tere OST, and we've had Mr. Hao's OST, of course. I Want to Know, I think still is my OST of the year so far. That's honestly such a good song. But we've got all 9 members involved with the song Reaching For You for the show Love Next Door. Very excited to get into it. If I'm correct in thinking, actually, let me confirm that very quickly. ZEROBASEONE. Yeah, this is their first group OST. It's very exciting. Congratulations, gentlemen. I'm very much looking forward to it, especially following Cinema Paradise and how much I love that. I'm very excited to get into this. It's kind of giving me a brightness from like In Bloom era a little. Got some legs to it though, hold on. Oh! Oh, they brought in the snappy beat for this pre-chorus. You know what, it rips. Yeah, I am getting debut era vibes from this. It's got that brightness, it's got that youthfulness to it, it's got that lightheartedness to it. Although the production is kind of spectacular. And it's a song that is very lighthearted, but it's decently quick. Like, it kind of goes. And then in the pre-chorus, when you'd expect it to slow down, nah, that snappy beat comes in and it keeps the song going forward. I don't know why I find that little like video gamey moment at the end of the pre-chorus so charming, but I kind of love it. I'm glad they slowed the beat down for the bridge though, because it was starting to get really quick. I was wondering if they were going to be able to control that. We're good. Oh! Hold on. Jumped the gun a little bit. Little triplet moment with the stutter step into the beat. Ooh! Hello, guitar solo. Oh! Oh! Ooh! Well, hold on a second now. That song cooked. Riddle me this though. Why is it giving me like Wii video game vibes? I don't know what it is about it, but it kind of gives me Wii vibes, and I kind of like it. It's quirky. It's a little bit nostalgic for me too. I don't know where this would be nostalgic from. For me, like In Bloom era isn't long enough ago to be nostalgic yet, but why does it give me like Wii Sports Resort vibes? Why does it do that? Either way, I love it. It's got a great energy to it. It's bright, it's upbeat, it's very happy. And when it needs to pack a punch, it kind of packs a punch in certain places. That bridge, slowing it down, cutting the beat off, very smart. The way they bring it back in, get it a little complicated. Little bit complex with the rhythm. One time, you know, get a little triplet coming in, get a little stutter step when the beat resumes again, get a little guitar solo to finish. Like, it's a lot of fun, and we're not that far off from having checked out Cinema Paradise and Good So Bad, right? Cinema Paradise really brought you on like a roller coaster of an adventure through the music world. And Good So Bad had a terrific energy to it, but it was, you know, ZB1's one of their slower songs in comparison to, you know, a song like Crush or even In Bloom, right? And I guess I always forget the title. Was it Feel the Pop? Good So Bad took a little bit of a different direction sonically when it came to title tracks, kind of like what they did with Crush 2 EPs ago. But for some reason, Cinema Paradise Era really hit for me with ZB1, including the B-sides too. Like, Killer Romeo was a vibe and a half. Road Movie is a... If you haven't, listened along with the to the album with me yet, Road Movie absolutely blew my mind. But Reaching for You as an OST feels like a continuation of Cinema Paradise in the musical quality department. Like, this is a top tier OST with so much of like the ZB1 that I've really started to appreciate just sprinkled everywhere. Like, it is well seasoned with the ZB1 like music that I have come to appreciate in OST form. It's great. It's terrific. Sometimes on an OST, when a group does it, you'll get a little bit of a different sound signature to what their normal discography is like. This one, I don't think it'd be out of place in their discography at all, like in their studio discography at all. So, great stuff. Now we keep on moving. This is Mr. Hui of Pentagon fame. We've done a couple of solo stuff from him before. He brings some very good vocal sauce. I'm slowly getting to grips with his vocal abilities, but this is my side from the show No Gain No Love, which we will be making our way back to on the next song as well. But let's see what Mr. Hui has brought to the table today. Ooh. Love the big reverb. Love the big guitar lead.
How do I tell you I've been thinking about you? You're stuck inside my brain and spinning round, don't know why. For a while.
All this is missing is floor toms, and we're like halfway there to Castle on the Hill. Oh. It's really nice and snappy. And while sonically it's very different to Castle on the Hill, I think stylistically it's very similar. Like, the sensations I'm getting listening to it is very similar, which is a good thing. I love Castle on the Hill. Extra little bit of a rock bite in verse 2 as well. Getting more points in my book. And then it just goes straight into the chorus. Almost like it doesn't have a pre-chorus at all. The little call and response sections too, it's like I can't help but want to join in, but musically as well, I love a little ABAB action. Oh, hold the beat back though. I've jumped the gun, what, 3 out of 3 songs so far? I hear that flowing vocal part. And we're finishing with another guitar moment. Wow. Well done, Mr. Hui. Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't know what it is with the Pentagon members and their OSTs this month, but so we had Hui this week. We had Jino last week. Jino's OST last week absolutely blew my socks off. It was terrific. Hui might have just gone and done the exact same thing. This is terrific. It's feel good, it's happy, the vibes are immaculate, the composition style is so me-coded, it's got a nice light rock tune to it that is just so bubbly and happy. It's nice and quick in terms of the pacing, like it's really nice and snappy. The way the song's structured is very interesting though, because this is a proper like full part song where you've got verse 1, or you got verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2, bridge, and final chorus. It even has like a big outro moment. But I don't know if it's just me enjoying the beat too much to notice, but I don't know if this song has a pre-chorus or not. Because like the verse flows so nicely and it just immediately switches gears into the chorus. It's like, that went so quickly. And the song's already very quick, and the fact that it has a bridge, a final outro, as well as final chorus, as well as an outro section, and is still sub 3 minutes, makes me think it doesn't have a pre-chorus at all, which is crazy to think about. Because having listened to the entire thing, I don't miss it. But while I'm listening to the song, the chorus comes by so quickly and it, like almost blindsides me in a way. But that's crazy. That's still so fun though. Like, Pentagon members, 2 weeks in a row? Oh my. Sorry for the cut. I had a phone call that I needed to take, but we are back. Track number 4, we return back to No Gain, No Love. Of course, we just checked out Hui's song, which was a blast and a half, but we move on to Mr. Kim Jaehwan one time. Done a couple of his songs before. Most memorably for me, it was Lucky, I think was the English title, featuring Mr. Bobby from iKON. I think that dropped middle of last year. It was a great time, so much fun. But we have an OST from him by the name of Falling Into You, again from No Gain, No Love. Now, is it going to be a little bit of a fun number like we got with Hui, or are we going to go ballady? Let's find out. If you know me, you know I love a good string section.
여전히 눈부신 그런 날에 햇살이 내 맘에 담기네 유난히 길었던 하루가 이제는 조금씩 달라져.
I love how soft the vocal is. In contrast, the instrumentals feel pretty firm. Like that piano is pretty firm in the mix. Holy flourish. Hello, string section. Gosh, that bloom for the chorus went crazy. And offsetting his kind of naturally higher vocal with the cello solo? Absolutely. It's almost like an interlude in the song. No, it's just an instrumental second verse. That's cool. got a modern beat coming in now. Oh, take me back to playing in orchestra, man. Songs like this makes me miss playing in an orchestra. I hear you, violin section with the glissando there. There's just something about that big, like, bloom moment when a string section does. Oh, it just hits so hard. And then we're back to this. Very subtle violin whisper there. Wow. Wow, that was so pretty. Oh my goodness. All right, ballad waffle number 2 coming in. For me, the most effective formula for a ballad is one vocal and one acoustic instrument. Now, this clearly wasn't one acoustic instrument throughout the mix, but said that it was almost entirely acoustic instrument, right? Apart from that kind of modern beat, everything else, while there may have been sound samples that were used during that, I don't know, it could have been an actual, my ears aren't that good to be able to distinguish the two yet, but this is primarily an acoustically composed song. You've got your piano and you've got your string orchestra. By keeping that formula kind of throughout the entire song, the way the song is built becomes a little bit different, especially if you base it off of any part of a classical orchestra, because the way an orchestra kind of deals with dynamics, so volume increases and tempo changes, since stuff of that nature, accented notes, stuff like that, they approach it differently to how a computer does it, because everything has to come natural, like by human motion. And for me, when a string section is allowed to do what a string section does best and have those big ebbs and flows and have those big swells, have the quick little runs that we call glissandos, it just resonates with me so well because I can connect to it directly. Like, I understand how that section is being played. I can imagine myself playing on a song of this nature. I was a violinist growing up. I played for 11 years until second year, third year of undergrad. And some of my best musical memories of me are of me playing in orchestra, because there's just something different about just not just hearing, but feeling all of this classical orchestra surrounding you as you're playing this piece that you're playing together. And Falling Into You captures the essence of the string orchestra down to its core roots, exactly how I like to perceive what a string orchestra is like. But then you pair it with Jaehwan's vocals on top, that gentler, naturally kind of more treble-loaded vocal of his just locks in so well together. Oh, and the ballads are on one this week. My goodness, that was a lot of fun. Right. Miss Haewon. So the next song on the list is Miss Haewon of NMIX. Miss Wemochek has dropped a little OST number 1 time on top of her very busy schedule recently. NMIX also had a comeback not too long ago, probably about a month ago now. It was actually quite a good time indeed. But this is Maru is a puppy for, I believe this is a webtoon. Maru is a puppy. From what I could tell, this is a webtoon. But let's check it out one time. Talk about a style switch, eh? I'm sorry. It's adorable. Oh, we gotta hold on. Beat switch. Got like a little swing beat coming in now. What the?
작지만 강력한 마루는 어마어마한 강지 정정정 마루 킁킁 마루 쫑근 마루 덥석 정정정정정.
Wow. Wait, hold on. This is blowing my mind a little bit. I just had a huge pang of nostalgia come in.
언니를 따라가요 마루 깜짝 마루 움찔 마루 머스 정정정정정 삐진 모습 새처럼 마루 살짝 마루 깜빡 마루 짝짝.
The formula for this song is so simple. It's one piano and Haewon. I guess now we're adding background vocals to this as well. It's actually quite a complex song. I do believe that is a third vocal part now. Key change.
정정정정정 짧은 다리 파다닥 마루 폴짝 마루 까딱 마루 꼴깍 정정정정정 언니를 따라가요 마루 깜짝 마루 움찔 마루 마스 정정정정정.
Oh my god, it's so cute. It's so freaking cute.
마루 살짝 마루 깜빡 마루 짝짝 정정정정정 언니랑 함께 가요 정정정정정.
Tasty chord sequence, hold on.
마루도 함께 가요 모두 다 모두 다 모두 다 함께.
What is happening? This song is bouncing off the walls. What? Slow it down though to finish. And it goes classy at the end. Like, what? I'm telling you that there was some really tiny little like compositional details in there that made this song a lot more complex than it seems on the surface. Because on the surface, it is extremely cute. Like this, I almost can't take the song seriously because because I know who's singing it, and I could definitely see her just like doing this almost jokingly in a way, but like the playfulness, especially coming after, you know, See That and the whole, what was it, the Stick Out album, the latest FE304 album dropping, is just such a style switch, right? And, you know, kids shows have partnered up with various K-pop groups in the past. Like the boys did Norza, Kepler did one for Rescue Truck Tayo last year. I believe both of those were blocked, and I don't think either of those ever made it to light. In fact, I think the content ID strike that I got is from the boys and that Noza MV. But, you know, kind of like, I don't know if this, what Maru is a Puppy is supposed to be like a more children-oriented webtoon or media project. I don't know the details behind what Maru is a Puppy is. Having said that, this, to me, is the most unashamedly cutesy sounding song for any like OST that we've checked out, full stop. And this is over the span of the last year and 9 months that we've been doing OST Saturday. And the fact that it's Haewon doing it makes me chuckle even more. Cause like, you know, she is a character of many different personalities, and I feel like she will jokingly do the cutesy kind of character, more as to kind of like appease the others who are doing the cutesy character around her in a way. I didn't think she'd like go full send musically on it, and it kind of makes me respect her more doing that, because I know Girly can sing, but like this is not something that I expected from her to do. Musically though, whoever is in charge of piano on this song had some fun with this song, because there are some really fun rhythmic stuff going on, and it's the big nostalgia pang that I had. I don't know how many of you would have grown up in Japan, but when I was a kid, in like the early 2000s, there was a show called Pythagoras Suichi. It was like puppet show. I don't really know how to describe it. It was on NHK Kyoyoku Terebi. They were really famous for having their intros to the show, the opening sequence to the show, and the closing sequence to the show. They used Rube Goldberg machines, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world growing up. But they had music that was kind of like this, a little bit like cutesy, a little bit plucky, a little bit quirky. But Maru as a puppy takes that and throws in like 4 different like rhythm styles to it. Like there's a swing element to it, there's like a ragtime section to it, there's just a straight kind of 4 beat to it, and it really just goes everywhere. But wherever it ends up going is really fun for me, and I can't help but smile along to it. That sent me on a trip, man. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's finish strong, shall we? One last OST coming courtesy of Mr. Sangyeop of Lucy. Lucy, of course, are now in a little bit of a weird kind of gray area now that Mr. Gwang-hil has started his military service. In fact, he is almost 2 weeks into his military service now. But we know Mr. Sangyeop is more than capable of an OST, mainly because he's the only one that seems to be doing partaking in Lucy-related OSTs, which is a little bit of a shame, but we move anyways, because this is When Tomorrow Comes, the rock version of the song When Tomorrow Comes from Soul Busters. So let's send it one time. I'm getting like grocery store jingle vibes right now. And for a song that's, you know, stylized with the rock version, it's not a very rock heavy song. Yeah, I cannot help but get that grocery store jingle in my head. Maybe that's a Japan thing. But kind of like with Jaehwan's ballad from earlier, a treble-loaded vocal on a song of this nature just works. Give it some firmness, Sangyeop. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there like 2 different flavors of synthesizer going on? There is. It's like you get that kind of sparkly, twinkly synth. I believe, if my ears weren't playing tricks on me, little moments of Hammond organ in there as well. that warble has to be from something like a Hammond organ or similar.
마음은 꿈을 꾸네 사랑이란 낯설게 느껴지지만 마주보는 눈 속에 있어 언젠가는 너에게만
I'm waiting for that electric guitar to come back because they had a little moment at the end of the first chorus. Yeah, 100% that is a Hammond organ. Paired with the plucky sing. It's kind of a feel-good type song though, or at least that's the sensation that I'm getting behind it. The song doesn't really take itself too seriously, kind of slice of lifey. Hello, electric guitar. Taking over lead melody duties. It's just a nice song. It's just a very nice song. I can't help but get over just how kind of chaotic this album cover is. Like you know, it's not like there's a lot going on, but everyone's just doing their own thing, and it's a mess, and I kind of love it. I love the dynamic already, but I was expecting like heavy rock. I wasn't expecting kind of like a jingle type song though. I'm not mad at it. Don't get me wrong. It's just I know I was bracing myself for like rock. Because we've had Sangyeop OSTs that have lent more into the rock direction. But apart from that last guitar kind of melody solo thing that we got in the outro, there really isn't a whole lot of rock anywhere in this. And I'm wondering why that label is there. And maybe I am looking at it a little bit critically, considering just the kind of obsession I have with bands, especially with kind of like the 80s hair metal scene in this past week, following Extraordinary Heroes' latest, what is it called? Their open beta drop with YB. That went crazy. But I do find a certain charm in this. Like, the fact that I kept harping on about it at the beginning, but it does feel like a grocery store jingle song for me. And for some reason, Japanese supermarkets have like a jingle for their stores. I don't know why that's the case or when that started happening, but every grocery store chain that I've been to in Japan has a jingle. If you ever play Persona 4, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you don't live in Japan. You know, every day's great at your Junes. Like, all grocery stores have a little bit of a cutesy jingle to it, and I can't help but equate that to when tomorrow comes, especially that main hook. Da, 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 da. Like, I can't help but feel like that is a grocery store jingle for me. I don't know why that's like so strong in my head, but sonically it's very similar. Like, it's got the, you know, the kind of crystal synths, the sharp kind of twinkling synths in there. It's got a catchy melody. It's bright. It's not ridiculously fast, but it's got a nice kind of that type of speed to it. And I don't know. I think it's very uncanny just how much it reminds me of a grocery store theme. Huh. Every at your Junes. Oh my god. Now I'm gonna have that stuck in my head now. Great. Thanks, Sangyeop. But that was actually quite a wide spread of music that we got for an OST Saturday. And, you know, that is kind of one of the charms of OST Saturday, is you don't really know what you're going to get. And we've had weeks where we've had more high energy stuff. We've had weeks where it's literally only been ballads. But I feel like, you know, episode 31, we had a nice variety of stuff. I mean, we started off with the ballad, we went a little bit bright, we went back towards the ballad. We went super cutesy, and then we went. I guess we kind of finished with 2 cutesy songs, didn't we? But this was a full 6-course menu of OSTs of different flavors, and I appreciate that because there's a little bit of something for everyone on this, and I had a lot of fun. Genuinely had a lot of fun. And lots of stuff to smile over, and you know what? I'm never gonna complain about something that puts a smile on my face, so mission accomplished. But I'm gonna wrap it up here for this week. Thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day-to-day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.